you had your DNA decoded. Simply spitting in a tube and sending it away for analysis is all that's required. I had mine done for the first time about a decade ago, when it was still quite expensive. But since then, the price of DNA testing has collapsed. And in the near future, we're about to see a new wave of marketing, a new wave of technology, and we'll be offered many services and products based on our own DNA. For example, we'll be offered diet advice, finding out which foods actually suit our metabolism. We'll be offered exercise regimes and programs based on our DNA. In other words, fitness programs more likely to work for us individually. We'll actually be choosing hair products and cosmetics based on our DNA. We'll actually be meeting partners. We'll be dating on services that compare DNA for potential partners. And in that field, it's definitely true to say that opposites attract. But perhaps most importantly, we'll be using DNA for our healthcare, for medical treatment. And once we've got our DNA, it's becoming possible to match individual drugs and treatments precisely to us, to offer truly personalised medicine. In the next 10 or 15 years, almost everything we consume personally will be based on our DNA. When it comes to mating, opposites attract. And DNA analysis allows dating services to use a shortcut to identify people to whom you are likely to be attracted. Experienced lovers know that beyond mere superficial appearance, human scent is the key trigger for attraction. And our body scent has been associated with the human leukocyte antigens, or HLA, genomic region. By using DNA analysis to identify potential partners with different HLA antigens, dating services can suggest a range of partners highly likely to find each other attractive at a pheromonal level. We can all judge attractiveness by a photo or a video, but when DNA information is added to the mix, the chances of a successful dating experience are greatly increased. And then there's food, which is very important to all of us. I had my DNA decoded by DNA Fit, and the diet information I got back from them taught me that I am hugely oversensitive to carbohydrates, so I can only eat a very few of those. I also found out I am acutely sensitive to salt, and if I add too much salt to my diet, my blood pressure shoots up. I also found out that I don't get enough vitamin B normally without taking supplements. And taking all of this information together has allowed me to completely reshape my diet. DNA Fit is just one site that offers dietary advice based on your DNA. The company offers its own DNA test, but if you've already had your DNA analysed, as I have, the company will prepare a personalised diet report based on your existing DNA data. Another site offering diet advice based on your own DNA is DNA Life of New Zealand. To put it simply, diet choice is much simpler when it's backed up by hard scientific data. I now know that I have a gene which hugely increases the effect of salt on raising my blood pressure. So I've now cut out all added salt. I've seen an immediate reduction of over 10 points in my average blood pressure readings. For women, DNA testing now means that there's a chance that hair products and cosmetics will work better on individual hair and skin types. By analysing the DNA of skins, the dermatological genes, it's possible to suggest certain anti-wrinkle compounds that are more likely to work. And that's equally true of shampoos on given hair types. And if you've ever wondered why one perfume can smell great on one person and then terrible on another, DNA testing can provide the answer and can guide you towards the perfumes most likely to be pleasing on your own DNA profile. The Rappaport Institute in Israel provides DNA testing services specifically focusing on genes related to skin types, and it supplies DNA analyzing services to the many cosmetics and skincare companies now offering personalised products to customers. And in London, the Organic Pharmacy has become one of the first retail outlets to match cosmetics and skin treatment to individual customers. But it's important to point out that some cosmetic companies are already throwing around the DNA term, even though their products are in no way personalised to a customer's individual profile. Then of course there are the enormous health advantages of having your DNA decoded. As I say, I had mine decoded for the first time 10 years ago. What I found out is that I am significantly higher, more at risk for hypertension and for type 2 diabetes than most people. But I also found out that I can't catch the norovirus, the vomiting bug, if I'm on board a cruise liner or somewhere else where there's an outbreak. I also found out that I'm less likely than most people to contract Alzheimer's in old age, although that doesn't mean I won't get it. DNA is actually going to allow the personalisation of medicine. It will be an end to the one-size-fits-all approach that we've had to endure for many, many centuries. But DNA decoding for health reasons has far more to offer than just predictive advice. DNA analysis is now being used to precisely match anti-cancer drugs to the DNA of individual tumours, which makes such treatment far more effective. And soon many of the everyday drugs we take will be selected to match our own DNA profile. This will mean existing drugs will become far more effective than they are today, and future drugs will be specifically tailored to DNA groups. The emerging field of medicine, which uses DNA testing to match drugs to an individual's DNA, is called pharmacogenomics, and the only thing currently holding it back is the innate conservatism of some doctors and of the medical profession itself. It's also true to say that the pharmaceutical industry is market-led, not research-led, and the companies are sometimes very slow to react to scientific change. Many doctors don't like such radical developments, and DNA testing to match drugs to patients is going to completely revolutionise medical practice and the entire healthcare industry. Summing up, we're going to see DNA-based products and services everywhere inside 10 years or so. National Geographic magazine has teamed up with Illumina, the company that makes the DNA analysis chips, to form an app store called Helix. Once Helix does your DNA, it will then offer you new products and new services tailored to you, specifically to you, throughout the rest of your life. DNA personalization is the next big wave in technology.